The Ogden Botanical Garden started in 1994, as did Vic Robite. He was hired day one, basically, once we started the Botanical Gardens in Ogden. Has taken care of the roses now for 29 years and has basically been the only curator of those roses. And I can't even remember, there's 300 roses, I believe. And my opinion is Vic has replaced every one of those roses at one point or another. One of the reasons we hired Vic was because he was a master gardener. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made. He helped with everything, but his focus has always been on those roses. And the other thing about Vic is he has probably trained hundreds of thousands of people on roses, either formally in a class or as people have come into the gardens and just helped them out. I've talked to him about them, shown him how to prune them, how to deadhead them. He's just Vic. And I think a lot of that is from his Philippines, from the Philippines where he grew up. He grew up with a garden. He wanted to learn how to do things. He always wants to know how to learn how to do things. And so he picked up how to prune roses, how to grow roses. And so there's a couple interesting stories about Vic. He's one of the most kindest people I know. Very, very loving. However, if you got near his roses and wanted to just cut a bunch of them and take them home, he would let you have it. I've seen him run out of the building full speed, and he would track you down and he'd tell you those roses are for everybody, not any one individual. And he'd let you understand, you don't cut his roses, you keep them in the garden so everybody could enjoy them. And then he would talk to you very kindly about why that is. One year we also had, in Ogden, we'd have these seeps, this water that would just come out of the ground. And one year we had a seep come up right in the rose garden, and it killed probably 70% of our roses, 75%. And it just about killed Vic. It just devastated him seeing all of his roses get root rot, because there's nothing we could do. That just come April and it was underwater basically, and it killed a lot of them. So that was the year that I think it really hurt. But we figured out where the seep was, we redirected the seep, and then Vic turned that bad thing into a great thing, because then he got to replace about 70% of those roses at that point, and got to start to pick out what roses he liked, what kind he was looking for. He got to pick out some that he liked the smell of them, or the floribundas, the grandifloras. And so he started to, at that point I think is when he started to realize, hey, I can start to do some different types of roses and enjoy them, and to show people all of the different varieties that are out there. So he turned what was at one point something that just about killed him to something that, hey, look what I can do. I can plant all different types and show people all the varieties of roses. And it's one of the reasons why I'm glad that the name Vic Robite will always be associated with that garden. My guess is close to 1 million people have gone through that garden. Weddings, class reunions, family gatherings, and Vic is the one that is keeping that rose garden the way it is, why it always looks, why always people are there. Vic is the one.
And what's the #1 rule that you don't want people to do when they visit your rose garden?
Smell it, but don't pick it.